Try it while supplies last.
Local news brought to you by the Mississippi Candy Company, which has a huge selection of chocolates, gummies, popcorn, and more. Mississippi Candy Company on Dees Drive in Gluckstadt.
First-degree arson is the charge. A 20% chance for rain by this afternoon. It's mostly cloudy with a high at 57. Tonight, the rain moves out. It's mostly cloudy, but with a low at 27 and clouds moving out by the morning, you could see some frost. Thursday, it's sunny and 44. Back up to 60 Friday. With news on 103.9 WIAB, I'm Chris Davis. 19-year-old Spencer Pittman of Madison, the man accused of setting fire to Congregation Beth Israel Synagogue Saturday, has been indicted by a Hinds County grand jury, says DA Jody Owens. The charge comes with a hate crime enhancement. WLBT reports some of the court papers show Pittman switched his tag before going to the synagogue and bought gas at a convenience store in Ridgeland. It did actually happen this time. Thalia Mara Hall has reopened with a ribbon-cutting ceremony Tuesday. Updates and upgrades were able to be viewed by a group of people that toured the auditorium to see the new decor, which includes electronic signs for the concessions. Former Vice President Kamala Harris is scheduled to be there this evening with her book tour. The man who was killed in a Monday wreck with a log truck in Madison County has been ID'd as 73-year-old Jimmy Keithan of Pearl. He was in a Ford F-250 when both vehicles hit about 6 p.m. Monday on Highway 16 near Sharon Road. His passenger was airlifted to UMMC. The driver of the log truck was not hurt. This kind of thing is not covered under the Castle Doctrine. 32-year-old Quandrick Walton was arrested Tuesday, accused of shooting someone in the foot who was in the woods behind his house on Mary Edith Street. Police say he yelled at the person to come out, and when that person didn't, Walton started shooting. He's charged with aggravated assault. More news in 1 hour on 103.9 WIAB. I'm Chris Davis.
The views and opinions expressed on this program are the individual views and opinions of the people expressing them and do not necessarily reflect those of this radio station, its parent, affiliated, or related entities, agents, or employees.
Happy Wednesday afternoon, everyone. Welcome in to the Lindsay Beckham Show. Coming to you from the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios right here in the heart of Flora, Mississippi. We had Morgan with us yesterday for Pour It Out Tuesday, giving us all the details on everything happening over at Men's Health and Women's Wellness. We got into an AI conversation towards the end of the show, and that was fun. We had fun with that. I am coming from the Capitol, my home away from home during the legislative session, it seems. But they announced yesterday afternoon that they would be holding a House Education Committee meeting this morning at 9 a.m. I'd actually planned to be over there anyway because at the very beginning of session, there's a big legislative prayer breakfast, kind of like a kickoff for session that's held at the First Baptist Church. It's right there across the street from the Capitol. And I ended up not being able to go as I'd planned because I did not want to be late for the House committee meeting. There were 2 Republican legislators who are on the education committee that did not show up for the committee meeting for some reason or another. Those being Richard Bennett and Becky Curry. I'm not sure where they stand on education freedom, but this was a pretty important meeting considering the only bill that was brought up and discussed and voted on was House Bill 2, the Mississippi Education Freedom Act. So we heard from Chairman Rob Robertson and also Representative Jansen Owen. They explained a lot of what is in the bill. Now, some things that will change. Charter schools, right now, you can only start a charter school in the state of Mississippi in a school district that is failing, either with an F or a D. That will change a little bit. Now, if this bill passes, you will be able to start a charter school in a district where there's a school that is failing with an F or a D. So maybe the entire district is not failing, but if there is a failing school within that district, you will now be able to put a charter school there. They talked about doing away with the standardized testing. Some of our teachers say that they're only teaching to a test. They're only teaching so that their students can pass these standardized tests that they put so much weight in. House Bill 2, the Mississippi Education Freedom Act, would do away with those standardized testing, the standardized test, at least through the 8th grade. Now, the reading gate that we put in a few years ago that has led to the amazing gains, monumental gains in reading that we have seen, which is a big reason why they say there's been a Mississippi miracle. That reading gate requires that third graders be able to read on a third grade level before they are allowed to move on to fourth grade. This bill, House Bill 2, will also implement a math gate. You would need to be able to test on grade level in reading and in math to move on in elementary school. I think that's a great idea. Obviously, the reading gate, we've seen these tremendous gains. I don't know why we wouldn't see the same as far as math goes. Now, there was a lot of discussion on the bill. This bill will also do what the Senate's version of education freedom will do. It will stop the school district a child is in from being able to hold them back if they have been accepted at a different school district. This bill will also allow funds or a portion of funds to go to homeschool families should they wish to opt in. They can always opt out as well. It specifically states what can be paid for with these ESAs, education savings accounts, this money that is going to follow the child, follow the student. Obviously, there was some pushback. There were some questions. There were some legislators who do not agree with this bill at all. They think that this is moving in the wrong direction. Of course, I disagree with that. Of course, I believe that parents should have the ultimate authority on how their children are educated. They should be in the driver's seat completely. Every child's unique. Every child is different. They all learn in different ways. I can attest to that as a mom with 5 children. I know how different my children are and how differently they learn. After some discussion, there was a vote. And you couldn't tell. So in Mississippi, they do a voice vote. So they say all in favor of the bill, and they say aye, and they say all opposed to the bill, and they say no. And so they just go with whoever is the loudest, I guess, or whoever sounds like is the most. Some of the Democrat legislators that are on the Education Committee called for a roll call vote. And so they went around the table and they all spoke their vote. I'm ecstatic to say House Bill 2, the Mississippi Education Freedom Act, passed out of the House committee this morning by a vote of 14-11. My sources tell me that it will be brought to the floor tomorrow. I'm not sure if they will gavel in tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon. Seems like the House has been gaveling in the afternoons. But they will argue this bill on the floor of the House tomorrow. Again, this is the most action I think we have ever seen during the first week or two of the legislative session. Things don't normally happen nearly this fast. But I will tell you what, we have momentum. We had the U.S. Secretary of Education, Linda McMahon, speak out last week in favor of Mississippi passing this robust education freedom school choice bill. We've had our Governor Tate Reeves, our Attorney General Lynn Fitch, State Auditor Shad White, Ag Commissioner Andy Gibson, GOP Chairman Mike Hurst, GOP Vice Chairman Leslie Davis, Speaker of the House, of course, Jason White, all speak out advocating for education freedom, parental rights, and school choice in the state of Mississippi. I went through last night and clipped out quotes that they had made. When every single one of your state Republican lawmakers are advocating for the same thing, then you should probably pay attention. You should probably look at the positives that could come from this. Obviously, we know that there's a lot of pushback. The Mississippi Professional Educators Association, the Parents Campaign, these groups that are attempting to use this fear-mongering, that are spreading the misinformation, the disinformation, that have teachers thinking the sky is going to fall. Should we allow parents to make the decisions for their children? That's absurd. That has not happened anywhere that has passed school choice measures. In fact, we are surrounded by states who believe the parent knows best for the child, who agree the parent should make those decisions. And it's working. It is working. Children are being able to learn in the environment that best suits their needs. And mamas and daddies are the final say-so. We have seen such growth in students in the states that have passed education freedom legislation. Obviously, I am 1,000,000% fully supportive of this bill. And I urge you, go read the bill. Go read the bill. Go look at the language in the bill. And then call your lawmakers. Call your lawmakers and tell them how you feel. But please, make your decision yourself. Don't listen to the lies that are spread by the organizations, by the way, that are tied to funding from the Southern Poverty Law Center of all places. Do your own research. Think for yourself. Don't take my word for it. That's one thing that I always encourage people and I advocate for, is to learn how to look things up, learn how to do the research, learn how to read bill language, learn how to know what's in an actual vaccine. Don't just take the word of your pediatrician, who is probably racking up in bonus money for making sure all their patients are vaccinated. Same thing here. Look, I fully believe we should fund students, not systems, not bureaucrats. I think our school districts should be consolidated. That's also a part of this bill language. I believe that we should have teachers making more money than they are making instead of superintendents who are making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. Read the bill. It is full of good things that is only going to improve the gains that we have made here in the state of Mississippi as far as education is concerned. I'm fired up. I'm telling you, you can feel the excitement. The time is now. The time is now for parents to be in control, to be able to make those hard decisions for their children. And they say there's been a Mississippi miracle. Imagine what we could do when we give families the freedom to choose where they learn best. It will be incredible. It will be amazing. And we are here. We are seeing it play out. This is it. Let's do this. I got to take a break. Y'all stay with me. There's so much I want to discuss today. Fireworks at the Supreme Court. Liberals and Democrats and feminists coming together with Moms for Liberty members and conservatives. Oh my, how could that ever happen? Well, I'm going to tell you how. Stay with us. We'll be right back here on The Lindsay Beckham Show. Stay with us. We'll be right back here on The Lindsay Beckham Show.
Keep it tuned here to 103.9 WYAB.
Pure Air Consultants offers services on your heating and cooling system. It's time to get your heating system serviced. We offer replacement, service, maintenance agreements. It's important because if you have a gas heating system, it can produce carbon monoxide. So you want to make sure you have your system serviced and cleaned to protect your family. You want to make sure your system is safe to run. You can find us on our website at mypureairconsultants.com, mypureairconsultants.com.
Get ready, Louisiana! Johnny's Pizza House is turning up the heat with our Sweep the Swamp Pizza. Packed with crawfish, shrimp, a taste of crab, andouille sausage, bell peppers, onions, jalapenos, and a blend of Cajun spices, all smothered in delicious mozzarella cheese. It's the perfect bite of the bayou and the perfect meal for any Cajun crave. Try our Cajun Flint or dive into a Sweep the Swamp Pizza bowl. A taste of Louisiana flavor is waiting on you. Let's share a slice today at Johnny's Pizza House.
Americans for Prosperity is Mississippi's and the country's leading grassroots organization dedicated to promoting economic freedom and personal liberty. Americans for Prosperity advocates for limited government, free market policies, and empowering individuals. When given freedom and opportunity, Americans are capable of extraordinary things. If you are ready to make a difference in our community and want to get involved, then visit americansforprosperity.org. Be a part of positive change at americansforprosperity.org. Paid for by Americans for Prosperity.
Doctor, the AC doctor, what's your diagnosis? My whole house was hot as a fever. Now my house frozen, cause my air condition's on. Doctor, my AC's broken. Doctor, the AC doctor, heal my house, bless my soul.
The AC Doctors is your one-stop provider for air conditioning and heating installation, service, and repair. Contact us for money-saving repairs and lower energy bills.
Doctor, the AC doctor, heal my house, bless my soul.
Google the AC Doctors and get some relief today. theacdr.com.
We all love the farm-to-table food concept, right? Well, at Burnt Corn Farm, they bring you locally grown flowers straight from the farm to the vase. With a wide selection of flowers and excellent service, Burnt Corn Farm will make your next party or shower a southern delight. Sign up for a monthly bouquet subscription, and their farm-fresh flowers will brighten your days all season long. You can also book your next family photo session in their wildflower field. That's Burnt Corn Farm on Facebook and Instagram.
Hey guys, this is Casey Ellis with Ellis Autoplex, located on Highway 471 in Brandon. Ellis Autoplex, known as Little Truck City, is your old school mom and pop style dealership that's family owned and operated. We specialize in 4-wheel drive trucks, but don't worry, we have cars and SUVs too. Looking to sell your vehicle? Bring it by Ellis Autoplex, where we pay fair market value and we cut you a check on the spot. Need your vehicle service or repair? We can handle that too. Shop us online or set your appointment at ellisautoplex.com. That's ellisautoplex.com.
Health has always been reactive, focused on fixing problems as they happen. But with Blue Primary Care, we're taking a proactive approach, working with you to help you understand your health and empowering you to be healthy. It's time to prioritize you, your health, and your life. The results? Less worrying and more living. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Mississippi. It's good to be blue. Come together.
Welcome back to the Lindsay Beckham Show, coming to you live from the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios. We are streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and X. 601-879-0002 is the number to call in to the station today. 601-879-4648 is the text line if you would rather shoot me a text with all of your thoughts and opinions, or if you would like to get the name of your business out there. If you want to partner with us here at WIAB, I'll tell you, our listeners are some of the most loyal people. They definitely listen and use our advertisers. And you can ask any of our advertisers and they will tell you how much business they get from WIAB listeners. So if you're looking to get the name of your business out there, look no further than right here at 103.9 WYAB. I don't know much about the watts, but Clay likes to call it the 50,000 watt flamethrower, and I think that sounds great. So if you want to get your name and your message, your business out there, 50,000 watts, then we are the place for you. You can contact me directly, Lindsay at WIAB. That's Lindsay with an E. Or if you just want to contact the station in general, that you can email info@wyab.com. But we would be more than happy to partner with you and help spread the word about your business. I saw as I was pulling into the parking lot, Fox News is now reporting that the ICE officer who fatally shot Renee Good last week, that has caused this fallout over in Minneapolis, actually did end up hurt. So I know the mayor joked around that his injury was something like closing your refrigerator door with your hip, but in all actuality, he has internal bleeding because of the impact her car had with his body. So I don't think that's anything to take lightly. I think there should be an apology from the mayor. I very seriously doubt we will see that. But for all the people who say she wasn't attempting to run her car into him. And maybe she wasn't. Maybe she was just trying to get away. But she did hit him and must have hit him hard enough to cause internal bleeding. I just do not believe that we can fault that officer for making a judgment call, for doing what he was taught to do, what he was trained to do in order to protect and save his life, much like I believe with our Capitol Police officers who have been indicted for murder when all they did was take out a threat on their lives. I think all charges should be dismissed. And I think that people should show up and raise hell. We cannot prosecute officers who are doing their job, who are attempting to keep us safe, who believe in law and order. We continue to go down that path, and we're not going to have any officers that want to protect us. So, food for thought there. I'll tell you what, I've never seen anything quite like I saw yesterday at the Supreme Court. Now, obviously, I was not there in person, unfortunately. I don't live quite close enough to DC to hop over there every time something is going on. But we did have Mississippi represented. We had the vice chair of our GOP and founder of Mississippi Advocacy Group, Leslie Davis, as well as Whitney Lipscomb, who works for the Republican Attorney Generals across the country. They were both able to go and show support as the Supreme Court heard two cases, one Idaho and one West Virginia. Biological males who believe that they're above the law, even though their state law says men are not allowed in women's sports. They think they're above the law. They think the law should be changed for them. I don't think they're going to get their way. A massive showing of support for women's sports on the steps of the Supreme Court yesterday. I could not be more proud. Women with signs saying, "Feminists, stand with you. We believe in women's sports. We do not think we should allow biological men into women's sports. I don't care how much estrogen you give him. I don't care how many testosterone blockers he gets. You cannot change your biological workup and DNA. You are still going to be a male. Their argument in this case is that they should be allowed to play in women's sports because they've been on these drugs for so long, these hormone blockers and gender affirming care drugs, that they no longer are as strong or as fast as a man. They now can compete, so they say, with, and I hate this term and I hate using it. In fact, I'm not going to use it. I'm not going to use the term cisgender. I'm just going to say females because that's what they are. I completely disagree. I think they should be taken off every bit of those drugs, and I think their parents, because these are minors, or at least one of them is for sure, their parents should be arrested for child abuse, for lying to these children, for affirming the lies that they are anything other than what God made them to be, for allowing them to believe that they are not good enough, that they need to change not only their outward appearance, but their biological makeup, which, by the way, is impossible and cannot be done. Those parents should be arrested. I don't care how you cut it. Lying to children about who they are, mutilating their bodies, that is and always will be child abuse. I don't know about you, but I believe God knows what he's doing. We are fearfully and wonderfully made in the image of God. That is what parents should be telling these children. Not, hey, let's go get some hormone blockers. Hey, let's go cut your breast off. Horrific. And the fact that we have a Supreme Court justice right here in the United States of America who cannot define what a woman is. And she's had years now since her Senate confirmation hearing when she made that comment, oh, I don't know, I'm not a biologist. As if you need to be a biologist to know what a woman is. The ACLU showed up yesterday. And when asked what a woman is, they said, I don't have a definition for that, and I don't think we should be defining it. That's the world we're living in. That's what this has come to. That is the most insane thing I think I've ever heard. It's like, okay, we're just going to go to the hospital and have a baby, and it doesn't matter what's in between their legs. We're going to decide what we want that baby to be. That's what some parents are doing. It doesn't matter that this baby has female genitalia. We're going to raise this child as a boy and tell her she's a boy. Disgusting. Downright disgusting. Thankfully, I believe our Supreme Court is pretty darn conservative. And I think that we will see those states' laws upheld. And these males, boys, will not be allowed in female sports. Now, we will not get that ruling from the Supreme Court until late spring, early summer, but I have a feeling they agree with me. We got to take a break. Stay with us. We'll be right back here, WIAB 103.9. Welcome back to the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi Studios. We are live. This is the Lindsay Beckham Show. I am, of course, Lindsay Beckham. It is quite chilly out there today. I didn't realize until I was walking into the Capitol how cool it was. And here in Florida, it looks like it's raining out there right now. Tell you, it is always a good time to make sure that you get your heater serviced and cleaned out. Don't want to be without heat on these cold nights and cold mornings. And I know the perfect place to do that for you. That is My Pure Air Consultants. They have been working the central Mississippi area for many years. They are very experienced. And if you need your air or heat worked on, they're the call you need to make. Not only that, but they also clean dryer vents. And I know that this is something I've talked about before, but it's so important that we keep the vents in our dryers really cleaned out. Now, I change between every load of laundry, I clean out the little vent that you take out of the door. But Pure Air Consultants can get way down in that dryer, clean out all of that excess that can be a fire hazard. In fact, I've had my dryer shut off before because it had accumulated so much lint that it became a fire hazard. In fact, I think it actually caught fire, which caused it to shut off, thank goodness. Don't let it get to that point. Contact Pure Air Consultants. You can find them online at mypureairconsultants.com. 601-879-0002 is the number to the station. 601-879-4648 is our text line if you would rather text into the show. Now, obviously, I am very closely following the education freedom legislation on both sides, both chambers, the House and the Senate. Of course, the Senate's bill came through committee. It passed the floor. The House bill, which is much more extensive, includes so much more. It came out of committee today and will be on the House floor tomorrow. Another piece of legislation that I'm watching closely this legislative session is a bill dropped by Senator Michael McClendon. Now, I think this is a very important one. I think it's one that is needed not only in Mississippi, but across the country. If passed, this bill would establish a recall process for school board members who engage in conduct that undermines student safety. Unfortunately, we are seeing a rise in sexual misconduct in our schools, school administration. I've talked a lot about what happened over in Corinth when this teacher used at least 20 of his middle school students, their pictures, to create pornographic images and videos. The principal of that school found out about it, did not immediately do anything. He was allowed to quietly resign, this teacher, and then, and no, I'm not making this up, less than 2 weeks later had a job with Child Protective Services. It took even longer for this to be reported to the Mississippi Department of Education, who sat on it for a month before reporting it to authorities. Now, that principal has been indicted, as well as this teacher. Thankfully, I do not believe he ever started his job with Child Protective Services, because what a disaster that would be. But over in DeSoto County, This has been a huge story as well. Lindsay Whiteside, who was a youth pastor and a basketball coach, she pled guilty to child sex crimes, not only sexual misconduct, but also taking this child across state lines for sexual purposes. Now, it's even crazier. One of the school board members, Michelle Henley, actually wrote a letter, a character letter, coming to Lindsay Whiteside's defense in court. Yes, I'm serious. The community was outraged, and rightfully so. But here's the problem. According to our law, there's nothing that community could do to remove this school board member from the board. There's nothing the other school board members could do to remove her from the board. Matthew Barton, the DA over in DeSoto County, decided he was not going to let this go, and he has committed to making sure she is prosecuted to the fullest extent and that these families get justice. But this bill, this piece of legislation that has now been dropped in this year's legislative session, would allow accountability. It would make it easier to remove school board members from office by establishing a recall process. That is very much needed. I will definitely keep you updated as this bill progresses through the Senate. You know, if we have a school board member of all people who is undermining student safety by being a character witness for not only a basketball coach, but a youth pastor, what is next? What wouldn't this school board member do? If the safety of children is that unimportant to you, why the heck do you even want to be on the school board in the first place? If these children mean nothing to you, if you don't care if they're safe or not, if you are going to allow a sexual predator around students, you have no business sitting in a school board seat. And those families and those other school board members should have every right to remove Michelle Henley from the school board over in DeSoto County. It's disgusting. It is disgusting that these families have to send their children, by the way, forced to send their children to the school for which they're zoned because we have no education freedom here. Send those children into the school district and into the schools where this woman who defends sexual predators is making the decisions and could very well be roaming the halls. It just sounds unbelievable that she has been allowed to remain in that position. But again, our Mississippi law has no recall process. So unless she steps down herself willingly, there's nothing at all those parents, those families, those other school board members, those students can do. This bill would change that. I'll be watching it closely. I will be keeping you updated. And again, call your legislators. Talk to the people who represent you. Talk to your senator. Talk to your representative. Know who they are. Form relationships with them. Get their cell phone numbers. Let them know how you feel. It's the only way anything is going to change. We got to take the last break for the day. Y'all stay with us. We will be right back here to wrap things up on this rainy, dreary Wednesday on the Lindsay Beckham Show. Wednesday on the Lindsay Beckham Show.
.1039 WYAB.
Hi, this is Lee Atkins of Home Care Plus in Ridgeland. We are a proud carrier of Abena Premium Incontinence products. Abena has the most absorbency available, making changes and leaks less likely. After 7 years as a seller, I can tell you these products are amazing and worth every penny to quality of life for patient and caregiver. And we ship all incontinence products as well. So please come see us at Home Care Plus in Ridgeland for all the incontinence needs of you or your family member. That's Home Care Plus in Ridgeland.
Pops Auto Sales on Highway 49 in Florence is where you come to buy quality pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs, priced to fit your budget. Stop by Pops Auto Sales today, where fair prices and superior service leads to satisfied repeat buyers. Or go to popsautosales.llc.com and browse our inventory and get pre-approved for zero-down financing with approved credit, with service contracts and warranties available. And guys, our truck inventory is one of the largest for any independent dealer, period. Pops Auto Sales, Highway 49 in Florence.
Hello, friends and neighbors. This is David Frederick. I'm here to tell you about the latest development here at Frederick Sales and Service in Brandon. In an effort to always bring you the very best brands, I am proud to announce that Frederick Sales and Service is Central Mississippi's newest dealer for Skag zero-turn mowers and products. We have deals on one of the industry's best brands of zero-turn mowers, Skag. You can buy now and pay later because 0% financing is also available at Frederick's. Come see our inventory. We're here serving you for over 3 decades in Brandon since 1993.
Hey guys, I have a secret for you. We notice. We notice when you're tired all the time. We notice when your drive is gone. We notice when you're just not feeling that into us. But here's the good news. It might not be your age. It might be your testosterone level. Hey y'all, I'm Morgan at Men's Health in Mississippi. We help men just like you. We specialize in giving you back your strength, your energy, stamina, and confidence. Don't settle for feeling less than your best. Call Men's Health in Mississippi today to find out what your testosterone level is. Trust me, we'll notice that too.
Hi, folks. Kim Wade here. Mississippi Energy Services provides generators. That's right. You may not need it now, but when you need backup power, you need a backup power generator from Mississippi Energy Services. Never again have to worry about being without heat, air conditioning, or all your frozen items spoiling because your energy was lost. You got backup power now that's so reliable, you'll be pleased with Mississippi Energy Services. Online at msenergy.us.
This copy machine has me so frustrated. I could just body slam it.
Whoa there, leave the body slamming to the pros. And leave superior high-quality office tech to the experts at Advantage Business Systems, brother.
Woo! Get it!
Never body slam your copy machine again. Visit absms.com. Advantage Business Systems, laying the smackdown on bad tech.
Burgers, blues, barbecue, the name says it all. At our spots in Madison, downtown Brandon, and Flowood at Dogwood, dive into mouth-watering, award-winning burgers and barbecue like our tender brisket and savory pulled pork that'll have you licking your fingers clean. Our B3 Catering Company can handle any job from 5 to 5,000 people and with 2 food trucks ready for all your special events. Check out the all-new burgersblues.com to view our full menu, order carryout, and delivery by locally owned Take-A-Break deliveries.
A new year means a new you with a new ride from Mazda of Jackson with our extended super sale. Chart your new course in a 2025 CX-5 before they're gone. Price to move with 0.9% financing for 72 months with approved credit. And see why it's the compact crossover that's built for you. Plus, get 1-year maintenance included on your new vehicle purchase. It's time to make the resolution to choose Mazda today. Shop online at MazdaJackson.com or visit Mazda Jackson on I-55 Frontage Road.
Come together.
Welcome back. We've got just a minute or so left on the Lindsay Beckham Show today. Again, Mississippi Education Freedom Act, House Bill 2, did pass out of the House committee this morning. It will be argued on the floor tomorrow. As you know, I will definitely keep you all updated. I want to thank our speaker, Jason White, the House Education Chair, Rob Robertson, Representative Jansen Owen, for all of their extremely hard and tedious work. Everything they've done to make this bill everything that it is. I pray that our Republican legislators will remember the Republican Party platform, that we stand for parental rights and education freedom as they head to the floor, the House floor tomorrow to vote on this bill. And there should be a press release from Moms for Liberty later on this afternoon. So I'll definitely share that with you guys too. See you tomorrow, same time, same place. Bye.